Elena, let me give you this.
Oh.
I don't need this. I'm with friends. You know they say if you put your phone on the table when you're having dinner, it immediately changes the entire ecosystem. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, it's not good.
What they say, don't put your
phone on the table. Even if it's face down.
Yeah.
If it's on the table.
Get it
the
off.
people at that table, there is like an underlying thing that says that they're not the most important thing because you have your phone on your table.
You need to tell that to Richard Spade Jr.
Really?
He's like a teenager.
Well, that's funny because no one calls him. So
he's like, huh?
he's
Still
like,
nothing.
still, yeah, 0 missed calls.
So what were you going to tell me just now when you're like, no, I'll tell you on stage?
I forget.
And you said, hey, did you, I'll tell you on stage.
Shit! I seriously just forgot.
Okay, we'll remember.
We'll work on that.
Yeah. So yeah, this is exciting.
So I was coming out here and I was like, I want to go out there by myself.
Aww.
I get, you know, I like to have shotgun. Somebody riding shotgun.
I'm the ultimate shotgun person.
Yes, you are.
Everybody's shotgun.
And you shotgun beers very well too.
And I'm good at shotgunning.
Yeah. So Rob was like, yeah, I'll go with you. So yes, thank you for that. I said earlier that I have I get like weirdly nervous and kind of awkward when I have to publicly speak.
Oh yeah.
When I feel like you said that as if, yeah, we all know.
Can I have another take? Oh.
You don't say. I recently had to do a speech in front of a crowd of people that I kind of knew and didn't know, and I just, you know, the pressure of saying something of value, it's yeah.
It sucks.
It sucks. And so I have no problem because these are all friends and this is family, and so I know this is a conversation. And conversation's different than giving a one-sided speech. And I don't even know where I was going with any of this at this point.
But it sounded good.
But I thank you for being here to help me in the conversation.
Absolutely.
Not that I needed help, but it's nice to have a friend.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Isn't it always?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So Rob's going to help me answer some questions, and I'm going to help Rob answer some questions. Can we start with you?
Hi. My question is if you ever pictured yourself in a remake of a classic movie, and please don't judge me, but I was in my annual rewatch of the movie Dirty Dancing, and I just saw you in the role of Johnny Castle from Patrick Swayze.
I'm glad it wasn't Jennifer Craig.
That's who I would be.
Come on, Rob, one more time.
I actually think we did do that one year.
We did.
So if you could see yourself in
In a classic movie.
Yeah.
I hate to do it, but I'm going to go with the obvious. For me, anyway. But if I could pick a role to ever be in, and I would never want to redo what this man did, because he's iconic in my mind, and in a lot of people's minds. But if there was a story in a world that I got to play in the way that this man got to play with this character, it would be John McClane in Die Hard.
good. I like that for you. I thought you were gonna say like
Top Gun.
Rebel Without a Cause or something like that.
Well, it was funny because I thought about like Stella, like I was thinking like that kind of stuff, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep it in the wheelhouse.
Yeah. Action hero. Yeah, with a sense of humor.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. I like that for you. You did great there. That was a good answer. What if we do like a mashup of that and Dirty Dancing?
Where like Alan Rickman comes and runs at you.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!
I'm into that. That's yeah. I would watch that.
Wow.
Hi.
I think we are all in for that. So I'm sorry, no joke this time, but I'm gonna work on it, I promise.
No jokes?
No.
All right, I have jokes.
Next time.
But they're inappropriate, so let's continue.
Oh, do tell.
Tending.
Nope.
Okay. So next year is gonna be a big year, and it's gonna be JIB14, right? We all want that.
I don't know that that's gonna happen. Guys, I don't know that that's gonna happen.
Yes, already a date.
Then you know.
Because part of JIB is the fear that it may never happen again.
It's always on the bubble. It's every year. It's like, is it gonna pop this year? I don't know.
Just like Supernatural.
That's right. So just like Supernatural, 15 years we were like, I think we're getting canceled. So the fact that we could go to 15 to match what Supernatural did might be a reason to really argue that we should come back. And I'm down for that as well. But we got to talk to the boss.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's say it's done, then you're coming back, right?
Sure. For the sake of the question.
Second question. Let's skip all the bullshit and just say.
So my question is, can you bring Steve in your luggage? Maybe we could have a regular
That's funny. Sure, man. I was gonna say it might be cool to have like a greatest hits if you do 15. You know what I mean? Bring back some of the former guest stars, like Steve Carlson. Maybe you get to bring with you.
I will say that Steve's name has been kicked around a couple of times this weekend. As maybe there might be an opportunity to bring him back. For what? I don't know. But sure, let's ask Steve some shit. No, I think that would be great. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think that, Rob and Billy and Jensen and Steve could make a fun panel.
That'd be fun. Jam.
Just a little jam session.
Jam session.
We were just doing a little jam session in the green room.
Yeah, we were.
Taught him a new song.
Yeah.
And he's like, let's play that Monday. And I was like, what's happening Monday?
And I said we're gonna play together.
He said, we're going to play that on Monday. And I was like, I don't know what's happening Monday. And I still don't know. So we'll see what happens.
You have to come on Monday to find out.
You'll have to come on Monday and find out. Okay.
I think it's at
But I mean, come on. Never mind. Next question.
Il canto, por favor.
Do you want me to say you?
No.
Hi. So my question is, do you have like quirky habits? Because like I love to bake cakes.
Do we have Quirky habits?
Quirky.
Oh, Quirky.
Yeah, sorry.
Quirky. Yeah, my English is bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Quirky habits?
Yes, because like I like to bake cakes, but I hate the flour feeling on my hands. So
I
sometimes
love that. I love that feeling. I just made pizza with my kids like 2 days ago.
I get goosebumps. So no.
What?
No, but yeah, I love doing cakes and.
Oh, I was like,
I had nothing to do with it.
yeah.
on their website somewhere.
They're like,
No way!
they're like, then
I should try that. Maybe.
Rob is a geisha, like immediately. Like,
So do you have any
so
quirks?
you don't like
No, I don't
flour
like
on
the
your
feel.
hands.
Yeah, I don't like the dry feeling, of the flour. Yeah. Like I said, quirky.
It's quirky.
Yeah.
She admits it. She
Do
knows it.
you like slimy feeling in your hands?
No.
Come on, I asked this for
Bring it
I
on.
don't know.
Listen, there's an innocent reason I asked.
Okay, let's hear the innocent reason.
Because my oldest daughter has slime, like
Yeah.
anxiety slime. Not that she has it, but she just
Yeah.
there's like a lot
Yeah,
of
my
she
kids
has a
love
lot
it
of
too.
love the
Yeah.
slime.
Yeah.
And I'm like, get it away from me. Like she's like, hey Dad, what do you think of this one? It smells nice. And I'm like, I can't touch it. I'm like, ah!
Yeah, no, I don't like it too.
I don't like it. So you don't like textural things
Yeah,
in your
yeah,
hands?
yeah.
Okay,
Sensory,
that's
like-
fine. Sensory,
Yeah, issues.
fine. Okay,
Yeah.
great. So question was.
Do you
What's
have any
What's
quirky?
mine?
Yeah.
Well, I think
So
I
you
just answered
love-
that. I don't like the slime. I don't like wet.
Yeah.
Like wet.
But it's
greasy.
weird because I agree with you. It's weird because it's wet and greasy, but then
But then it's
not.
but then it's gone.
It's completely
And I'm
like,
like,
"Ah, it's so
no.
wet. My hand's dry.
No,
Why?
that's unworldly. That's science at its worst. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like when things feel a certain way and then you put them down and I don't know. Maybe I was waiting for the residue and there was no residue and I'm like, I'm gonna call the cops.
Call the cops. Yeah, that cops. That's a weird call to
That's
make.
weird. Hey, listen, I got slime here.
I got slime.
It's no residue. There's no It's slimy, but you put it down and your hands are fine.
Wait,
They're like, we're gonna send somebody out to you.
is this Jensen Ackles?
What about you, Rob?
Quirky, everything.
Oh, how long do we have?
Let's see. What's a quirky thing about me? I love shrimp. I love shrimp. I love everything about shrimp. Does that count? No. Let's see. What's a quirky thing? I love shrimp.
Saying that the shrimp is in is quirky.
You can do it.
I can drink coffee and then go to sleep. But,
So do I.
yeah, coffee makes me tired.
Yeah, but I don't think that's like a
Quirk.
no.
What do you think I have a quirk about? Can we answer? Go ahead. You have to my list. I can't think of one right this second, but I
Okay,
think.
get back to me later.
Okay. It's a quirk of mine.
Think of a household thing. Think of like something in your daily routine. Where
Right.
you're just like,
I wish I didn't do that. Is it like that
or I
kind
wish
of?
somebody didn't do that.
Right.
Or not. Well, that's now we're just getting into domestic problems.
Apparently, everything I do in the bathroom.
Oh, I got one. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Okay,
Yeah.
no.
No?
Yeah, this might be different in different countries. So this might be a uniquely American thing. I don't know. But when the light is yellow and you're going to turn left, which I know that's wrong for some people. Maybe you're going to turn right, and you don't pull out into the intersection.
Oh, yeah. That's
I
awful.
hate that.
Me too.
And the person sits in that turn lane, and then the light goes red, and it's like, mother.
I agree.
That, but you know what? I don't horn it.
Good for you.
Oh.
man.
I don't put the horn on.
No, you've never been horny that way.
I'm not a horny guy. I'm horny in different ways, but I'm not horny
Not
like
horny like
that.
that. I've got one. I'm embarrassed to say.
Yay.
I'm embarrassed to say.
No, come on. We are
You know
all
how
friends.
men stand up to go pee? I sit down. Don't leave. Come back. If you don't come back, I'm gonna not go out on the left turn in yellow. But speaking of yellow, yeah, I sit down. I sit down.
I sit down sometimes.
Yes! You are not alone. Yeah, it's nice to take a break.
Dude, in the morning?
Yeah.
In the morning, I wake up, I'm like,
I don't want to stand up. Sit down. Take the load off.
It's just a phone stalking.
And what's weird is the toilet's over here.
oh yeah, that's the bathtub.
Dad.
Yeah, that's 2 in the morning. I'm still sleeping. I'm just gonna have a
That's
little
my
bit of
quirk.
juice.
Thank you very much.
Phew.
You did good.
Thank you. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Apple
Give me
juice.
some apple juice over here.
This is not apple juice?
Do it. It's never up.
No, it's not.
Sure it is.
I used to think I wish to retire this, and now just go be
Man, you know what's so funny to me about Jensen Ackles? You do that comedy stuff like that with a look on your face like you're gonna kick someone's ass. So funny.
It's the only way I can get away with it. Hey! Who's making me do this?
Oh, that was me.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
do it a bit.
Good
I'm not
stuff.
sure we've answered a question
No, we
tonight.
did.
Did we? Okay. Hi. How are you?
I'm so sorry for the serious question.
I'm so sorry for this entire panel.
Oh, I'm having a good time. You'll cut that before.
What is the? There's a thing in America right now. Everybody like the expression is like "let's go," which is an abbreviation of "let's effing go." Have you guys heard this? Like LFG, right? Right. Some of you may know. Is there an Italian equivalent to that? Andiamo. So I just said it. Pay attention, Rob. Pay attention.
Andi Efenamo.
Quit trying to Americanize the Italian language, would you?
Me bad.
Keep it up. Hi.
Hi, I'm out of contest right now. This is too serious for you, I think. Can I ask this?
Yes. Please bring us back
I don't know
down.
what it is, so.
I don't know if this has been before ever or they didn't on purpose on the show, but I know this a running team on all the 15 series of the Supernatural, and every time they want Dean get hurt, they hit his heart, and that made sense to me because this is what Dean is all heart, and I was wondering if this is a real thing or I see things.
If every time they hurt Dean, they hit his
Every
heart,
single time, yeah.
they hit his chest.
Yes.
Is that true?
A heart attack or I don't notice.
Oh, like a heart attack.
Yeah, everywhere.
Gosh, I've never thought about that. That's a really interesting like pickup. I maybe that might have been. I mean, that's a writer question. That's a Eric Ripley question.
Yeah, I want your opinion.
That was never something that was conveyed to me. That was never something that was told to me. Like, hey, listen, we're gonna attack Dean's heart the most, and it's because he's got the biggest heart. But it's a really good kind of perception or perspective on the story, and I think it might have been one of those happy accidents that it happened that way, maybe subconsciously to the writers and probably subconsciously to me, that if you want to get Dean, that's where you get it.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to think about that for the rest of the day. Thanks a lot.
Poetic. It's like poetry.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. All
And
right.
that's when Rob puts his glasses on, when we get poetic.
It's poetic.
Well, because then you can take them off when we get comedic. See? It's a bit.
It's a bit. And scene. Yes.
Hi.
Hi. So, Rob, I hope you can become poetic as well for this answer.
Okay.
Because I don't think we talked enough about it, but what can we all possibly do to get your both groups, for some shows in Europe? Like, mention anything.
Somebody give me a pair of glasses, would you?
What do you think? What are the chances we could do something? Here we go. Here we go.
Oh.
Doctor?
Yes.
I've looked at the charts. It's not promising.
Oh, no.
The question was,
What can we all possibly do to convince you both to do a show in Europe?
well, has Loudon Swing not done a...
Yeah, we've done a lot of
You've done-
shows in Europe.
Yeah, that's why I say both groups
Oh,
together.
together.
Yeah.
Oh, a little
European tour.
Well, it's funny you asked that. There was some talk of doing a mini tour this summer. It unfortunately, due to scheduling and other variables, resulted in only having one show. But that's not to say that that's not a conversation that has been started and can continue. Obviously, like if I was to go do something like that, which is stepping out of my comfort zone, I will say, and into his comfort zone, I would want it to be with somebody that I know and trust and love and know that has my back and will help me in a variety of ways. So yeah, if and when that could and would happen, that would be awesome. And if we are able to make it make sense to come overseas, then we would do that. We are entertainers by trade, whether it's on stage, on set, or in the green room, or wherever. To get to do that, and to get to bring joy, and to get to express ourselves in those ways is highly fulfilling. But we also have responsibilities back at home, and those keep us tethered, and those keep us grounded, and those keep us real. And so for that, we have to find a balance. And so if we can find a balance that makes it make sense to come here, hell yeah, let's do that.
That'd be a dream. Yeah.
And can I take these glasses off because they're giving me a headache?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
I also have quite a serious question.
Here we go.
Yeah. It's about.
Yeah, that's what. See, this is why I needed support.
No, I'm here. You're doing great so far, by the way.
You are. Okay, I wanted to ask about specifically when you were doing Dead in the Water, Dean. Okay, and we haven't really seen all of Dean in that moment, and you were able to layer in a lot of information about Dean in your interaction with Lucas. Okay, so what I wanted to ask both of you is it important when you're developing a character to have like a linchpin of something that then you can then use to, it's almost like exposition, tell a little bit more of the story of the character during that relationship, because Dean went on to have lots of really, really good, important, empathic connections with children and teenagers all the way through, right up to advanced thanatology when the boy had stolen the mask. So that was my question.
Wow, that's good.
All right, we're gonna go for a deep dive here. So in that particular episode, that was what, the third episode of the show. I didn't know who Dean Winchester was or who Dean Winchester would become. All I knew is the character that was presented to me on the script and who I identified with. So I found a part of myself that identified with this person that I was reading about. And then when I needed to perform that, I just expanded on that part of myself.
If you ask a lot of us, a lot of fans, it's that moment where we really fall in love with Dean Winchester because we see how deep a personality he is.
So I did not have children at that point, but I had just stopped being a kid. I mean, I was 27 years old, and to be a child was not that long ago for me. To be innocent, and to be adolescent, and to be vulnerable. I had not been hardened, and I had not turned into the piece of stone that I am today.
You're supposed to say no. The most beautiful sculptures here in Italy are made.
You're right, they are.
That's a great point.
And we're sitting right here. I'm just kidding. No, but so in that particular episode, I was just kind of diving into myself and like, how would I want to be saved? How would I want to be talked to in a moment of desperation, in a moment of tragedy? And that's what I tapped into early on, was just how would that child in myself want to be dealt with? And then I found that person in Dean Winchester. And so that's how that turn kind of happened, was like, this was my vision of who I wanted to save me.
That's wonderful.
And then I have now spent, the past 20 years trying to become that.
That's a great point. It's like it's not often too that we're able to play characters, especially on TV, that grow. Much
That's why I love TV. Movies, great, but like when you get a movie script, it's beginning, middle, and end. Right there.
Right.
Boom. That's it. That's the story. Nothing more, nothing less. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
With a movie, with a TV series, with any kind of serial type of thing, it's a journey, and you don't know where that journey is going to go. Just like life. That's why I don't know. I tend to like, if I've got a movie on the table and I've got a series script on the table, I'm like. Because this is more of a ride.
Yeah.
That's fleeting.
Yeah. And we both are lucky to have been a part of the show less for 15 years. My character certainly went through a lot of changes, and who would have thunk? But
But that was you didn't know that going in,
right? And
he had no idea when he came on to play Chuck. He was like, I'm just a writer guy. I'm just a schlub that's like writing, and I'm gonna do my thing, and it's gonna be that's it.
Right.
And then
And I put into it what I know in
like
myself.
you found in yourself what you could put into that
Right.
character, and that's I think what a lot of us journeyman actors do.
Right.
Is we capitalize on how we feel about that character internally,
Right.
and that's what we kind of bring to the table.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, he's incredibly talented, so he's able to do that in a very eloquent way, and I think that's why we've had the success that we have had, is because we're just able to internalize and then put out there what we feel.
And try to stay true to who the character has
Right.
always been. And even for me, like, I was always a writer. Even when I was a malicious god, I was still the writer.
We're still a writer.
And, no one knows Dean Winchester better than you. Directors used to say, like, well, you know what I mean? So director's not going to be like, I think you should do it this way.
Yeah, I don't know if Dean would do it that way. Like,
really?
tell me about it. Tell me how you feel about this. Yeah, nobody came on and directed Jared and myself. Like, they were just like, you do. I mean, we talked about it in an earlier panel with Jared. Like, there was screen direction in the scripts that would be like, or whatever Jensen wants to do.
Right. Yeah.
Like, or let's do something here, but let Jensen decide, blah, blah, blah. And that was in the script.
Right.
And it wasn't let Dean decide. And so there was an ultimate trust, I think, within the show that gave us the ability to really grow these characters within us. And I think, to your point, like that was a unique thing with this show specifically.
Yeah. Seasons.
Yeah.
So what happens when, for example, with Rob, he's having to channel somebody who's not a nice person? There's negative emotions.
Well, when you're playing a villain, you sympathize with your character, right? So in my mind, as Chuck in season 15, I wasn't the bad guy. I had a reason doing what I was doing, right? I don't go into like, I'm the real bad guy. It's like I have no. So for me, I was channeling a strict father who was misguided and maybe not doing a great job by the end. But in my mind, I was a strict father going, you've gotten out of line, and you're going to be punished, or whatever it is, or I'm going to wipe it and have a clean slate, or whatever, So it was, that's what I was sort of channeling.
And we know people like that. Like if it's not something that we've experienced personally, we know it closely. Like we have an uncle, or we have a friend's father, or we have somebody that we know.
In my case, my own father.
Or in his case, his own father, who he could be like, I understand that personality. I can play that personality. And I will say this, oddly, in the world of entertainment, I have found that the best people play the best bad guys.
Yeah.
Truly, like the greatest characters that I've met have played the worst characters on screen, and it is because they have an ability to outwardly look at how bad it can be and know that that's not how they want to do it, or whatever it might be. I mean, I'm psychoanalyzing right now, and I'm not credited to be able to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. But I also I've met a lot of like good characters on TV and film who are shit people, and I'm like, you're a terrible person, and you play a beloved character on TV, and God, if people only knew how bad you were. But I don't know if you've had that in your experience.
Oh yeah.
Like right.
Yeah, totally.
Like the bad guys are always the good guys.
Yeah.
And the good guys are not always the good guys.
It's all right.
That's why, I mean, I'm taking a leap here, but I think that's one of the reasons why I was able to play Soldier Boy. Because he is not a good guy.
No.
By any means.
Right.
He's a piece of shit. But he was also somebody that I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew that person. And that person wasn't a bad person. Because they were, I forget what, there was an old actor who played nothing but bad guys back in like the 50s and 60s. I forget, it wasn't...
Lon Chaney or...
It was like one of those old guys. And he got asked one time, he was like, what's it like playing playing the villain all the time, playing the bad guy all the time. And he said, I've never played a bad guy in my life. Because he's the hero of his own story. What is it? It was Lee Marvin. That's right. Because that's who I actually.
Well done.
That's who I studied. I watched all of his videos and he was my like keystone for Soldier Boy. So I was watching Lee Marvin stuff, and they were like, Lee, why do you think you always play bad guys? He's like, I've never played a bad guy in my life. He's like, I play the hero, but it's the hero of that person's story. Other people may not see it that way, but I'm the hero of my own story. And so I think that it's perspective too, you know?
Yeah.
I think Donald Trump thinks he's a hero.
I know he does. He says it. He says so much as that. Yeah. Or you look back at interviews with like.
But there's other people that might think differently.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for that question. Thank you for that deep dive.
Deep dive.
Deep dive.
Hashtag deep
Do we
dive.
have a lighter question now?
Yeah, hi. My
Hi.
name is Africa. I'm from Spain.
Your name is Africa?
Yeah.
And you're from Spain? I have questions, but we'll wait.
So my friend and I want to get a tattoo of the show. So we chose a sentence that really resonated with us, which is, family doesn't end with blood. But in the show, Dean, when he talks to Crowley, he said, family doesn't end in blood. So I want to know, which version would you choose to get the tattoo?
With.
With. Okay.
With.
We'll do that.
I think it's grammatically correct.
Yeah. That's what you're
Family
trying to
doesn't
say.
end blood.
Yeah.
Family doesn't end in blood. No, that's a
Doesn't
bad
end-
that's a bad thing.
That's
No.
like,
Family doesn't end in murder.
right.
And even to say family doesn't end in blood, meaning there's going to be more blood.
There's going to be more blood.
Yeah.
I think it's with.
Wait, okay,
Yeah.
we'll do that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Glad cleared that up.
Thank you for clarifying that.
You're welcome.
Hey.
It has a completely different meaning.
Jensen, I wanted to ask you something about your character Boan. I wanted to ask you how much freedom you had to develop the character, and what you think his backstory was, because we never learned about that.
It was a Big Sky.
Which one?
Big Sky.
Okay.
So,
I hated that show.
yeah, so Bo was a sheriff in Houston. He got divorced with his wife. His wife took his daughter, moved to Montana, and he decided that, well, in order to be closer to his daughter, that he would move up there as well. He took a job at the local law enforcement, immediately got promoted to sheriff because they were missing a sheriff, and he was a sheriff and he was qualified, and so that's how he got into that position. And then he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna be here for a little while, I guess I'll make friends. His backstory, I think there was probably some plots like seeded early on with like his partner, and I know it was touched on a little bit in the show, but I think that was all seeded in case the show went for another season, which it didn't. So none of that got to pan out. And I don't know what the plan was for it. Maybe the writers didn't have anything, or maybe they had something, I don't know. I know Elwood, the showrunner, very well. In fact, I just worked with him again. I mean, and he was like, I got plans, but we'll figure it out. So a lot of time, I mean, even Quirky, he'd be like, he would cliffhang things and be like, all right, well, we knocked that out of the park. That was awesome. That was a great cliffhanger. Now we got to paint ourselves out of a box for the next 3 months and figure out how we're going to get out of it for season 4.
Yeah, like
season 5.
What's the season that ends in you dead? That was
Season 2, 3.
3.
No.
Yeah.
2. 2.
3, 4. At the beginning of 4, you
Beginning
get
of 4, I
raised.
come back out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when what's his name came to the
Yeah.
show.
That other guy.
The weenie.
No, he's season 5.
What's the weenie guy?
Misha.
Yeah, him.
Castiel.
Yeah.
I remember watching the Rewatch podcast and like, well, I know he's gonna, you can't kill Dean. Oh, fuck, they killed Dean.
You're right. It was either 3, and I got strung up, and I was in hell, and
Yes.
that was the big.
Yeah.
That was the worst. Man. Kim Manners made me hang up there for like 13 hours. Oof, brutal. So that's about as much as I know from Bo, and Elwood was like, dude, just be yourself. Like, just we'll figure out a way to go, but. He's like, I just need you to come in there and shake things up. And I was like, put me in, coach, I got this. So it was fun. I had a good time on that show, and I made some really good friends and some good contacts, and we had a good time, and sad to see it go, but onward and upward.
Yeah. That's right. I've been doing the Rewatch podcast, and I realize I'm confusing seasons. I don't know how you do it. Misha,
I don't do it.
beginning in season 4.
Clearly, I thought it was 2.
Yeah. Beginning in season 4, Castiel.
Lazarus Rising.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's who you. Yeah. Remember when you in season 15, you and Jared were playing this game on set where someone would give you the name of an episode and you try to remember what season it was, an extra point if it was like the number within the season, That's pretty funny.
I failed. It's time to go. Really? Okay, one more question. One last question. Quick. Like, what's Rob's favorite color? What is it?
So my name is Elena, and I want to ask, what's your favorite DC superhero?
Oh, that's pretty easy.
Batman. Freaking adorable.
Can I just tell you, my kids have a sticker on their backpack that says "My dad is Batman."
Come on, that was a slow kick.
What?
You don't disagree with that? I think it's support of you as Batman. I think that they... Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm not live action Batman,
Cartoon Batman.
but I can voice the Batman.
I think Spider-Man for me.
It's Marvel.
Just because he's like...
Marvel.
That's Marvel? Has it always been Marvel?
Yes.
Are you sure it's Marvel?
Yes.
Well, then I'm gonna go with...
Wonder Woman.
Wait. Isn't there a guy that goes real quick?
The Flash.
Flash.
Yeah, is that DC?
Yes.
I'd go the Flash.
On that note,
Thank you,
we're gonna
everyone.
flash out of here. Thank you guys.